I was just over on Twitch playing Call of Duty, Black Ops, some quick play, and I said I was going to switch over to YouTube and do Assassin's Creed Origins. But I forgot that I took it off my, I uninstalled it, so I'd have to download it again, and I didn't feel like waiting. So, what we're going to do is the Discovery Tour of the Assassin's Creed Odyssey environment, which is Greece, about 500 BC, around the time of Pythagoras and all those guys. And the Discovery Tour, you don't have to run around and kill people awful, terrible ways. You can, like it says, just walk around and discover the environment. So it's going to be the Mediterranean, effectively, but the Greek Isles, Sparta, Athens. I am going to screw up the word, so I'm not going to say it until we actually get in. Boeotia, I believe. Not really Thrace so much. I don't think it extends into that. But the map is just ginormous, so there's plenty to see and do. What? Chickens were brought to Greece by the Persians during the Persian War? You mean there were no chickens in Greece? I refuse to believe that. Interesting. Alright, so we're gonna do a tour of the Thermopylae, the, oh god, Gates of Fire, I think it was, by speaking with our dude here.
Welcome, visitor, to Thermopylae. My name is Leonidas. I am a king of Sparta. But do not think me some idle aristocrat softened by luxury. When Spartans go to war, I stand alongside them shield to shield. And my spear tastes the same blood as those of my men. Thermopylae stirs many feelings in my heart. Rage at the Persians' arrogance. Regret that I could not do more. But mostly, I feel proud. Proud of my city, and of my men, who fought to protect the very soul of the Spartan people. For those few fateful days, they were my brothers. I miss them all. Thermopylae was where a courageous group of Spartans stood amongst other Greek soldiers and held off the forces of King Xerxes, the Persian. When you're done, find me and we'll speak more.
So, Leonidas gives us a brief introduction of who he was and what happened at Thermopylae. I think the map is available to me? Okay, yeah. So this is where we are right here, but this is basically the map of the Greek islands, Lesbos, Lemnos, Andros, Samos, Mykonos, Naxos, all the way down to Crete. It's known by its regions, Masara and Pefka. And then an interesting island is Kythera Island. And if you are familiar at all with archaeological discoveries, one of the most intriguing archaeological finds that was fished out of a Greek wreck in the Mediterranean is the Antikythera mechanism. And I don't think we even know to this day everything that it was supposed to do. And it's an amazing piece of machinery. It's an actual machine from ancient Greece, but it seems so advanced, and we don't have any record of any similar items, or how they were constructed, what their intended uses, plural, were for, who it belonged to, anything. And you can look it up on Google, the Antikythera. It's all one word, Antikythera mechanism, and it's just fascinating. I wish there were information about it here in the game, but Laconia is here for the Spartan region. Elise is where they held the ancient Olympic Games, I think originally, if I'm not mistaken. Kephallonia is where our protagonist is from, although we're not playing as a protagonist. We're playing right now as the modern day person that we all who is one of the characters that you start with when you actually play the game. Her name is Layla. So yeah, Macedonia is up here, and then Thrace, if I'm not mistaken, would extend down through these hills, but we don't get to go up there. Phokis, and then I was right, Boeotia here. Anywho, let's go on back down to Layla and continue the tour.
The Persian king Darius's cries of rage echoed for years after his humiliating defeat at Marathon. Even after Darius's death, his son Xerxes continued to seek vengeance against the Greeks. According to Aeschylus, Asia was emptied of all its men. Greek spies brought the news of Xerxes' imminent invasion back to their homeland. Afterwards, many discussions were had on the best place to mount a defense. In the end, the Greeks decided on Thermopylae. The area featured a narrow pass that could act as a bottleneck for the Persian army, negating their numerical superiority. It also offered naval advantages, offering the Greek fleets opportunities for flanking. 5,000 Peloponnesian Greeks set up at a fort near the entrance of the narrow passage, otherwise known as the Hot Gates. Leading them was Leonidas, a Spartan king who prided himself on supposedly being a direct descendant of Heracles. Leonidas was accompanied by several elite soldiers who together made up the famous 300 Spartans.
So there's usually a learn more button. You press the X button if you're playing on PlayStation. You can learn more, or read about a famous painting or sculpture or artifact recovered from the places that you'll go see. So this one, the Battle of Thermopylai. The Battle of Marathon during the first Persian invasion of Greece taught the Greeks that they were stronger when united. With Xerxes' force fast approaching, many cities gathered in Corinth, where they decided, for the first time in their history, to unite and form a common army. The image description is Leonidas at Thermopylae, oil painting by Jacques-Louis David, 1748 to 1825.
The Persian king Darius's cries of rage echoed for years after his humiliating defeat at Marathon.
There you go.
Even after Darius's death, his son...
All right. So, let's move on to the next discovery point.
The Persian army arrived in the summer of 480 BCE, preceded by a flood of rumors regarding their strength and numbers. It was claimed they consumed 6,000 tons of wheat every day. and that they dried every river and brook they passed to quench their near insatiable thirst. During their march to Thermopylae, the Persians faced no opposition, and in fact, increased their numbers further by recruiting more soldiers from other Greek cities and places like Thrace. According to Herodotus, the last count of the Persian fleet was numbered at 1,207 boats, mounted by approximately 240,000 men. He estimates the land army, meanwhile, was made up of more than 1 million men. The Greek forces at Thermopylae were heavily outnumbered.
So this painting, or I'm sorry, photograph, is the Persians Arrive. According to Herodotus, the main weaknesses of the Persian army were that they lacked superior defensive equipment and were not as well trained as the Greeks. The Persians excelled at fighting on vast, flat terrain, but were less effective in mountainous and wooded regions. The Greek strategists used this to their advantage, trying to lure the Persians to fight on unfavorable terrain. The image description is view of Thermopylae and Lamia plain taken from the Oita mountain. It's a heliogravure. Heliogravure? By Frederick Boissonnas, 1858-1946. Interesting. Yeah, dude, that's an interesting photograph, I guess you could say. Cool. I love how the sun comes through the trees. It's like in real life. The leaves are waving and the light flickers as it comes through.
Xerxes believed that at the sight of his massive army, the Greeks at Thermopylae would flee in terror. Instead, they deliberated. The majority of the Peloponnesians wanted to engage the Persians on the Isthmus of Corinth. Leonidas, meanwhile, believed it was wiser to stay put in Thermopylae. While the Greek forces debated, a Persian horseman was sent to spy on the enemy. He returned to Xerxes with surprising news. Not only were the Greeks not fleeing, but the Spartans guarding the fort were exercising and combing their hair. A far cry from the fearful soldiers Xerxes expected. To increase the pressure on the Greeks, Xerxes waited 4 more days, then attacked on the 5th. The Persians faced heavy resistance and suffered many losses, and Herodotus says Xerxes leaped 3 times from his chair, seized with fear for his army. The following day proved to be just as difficult for the Persian forces, and the Greeks continued to stand their ground.
First encounters. Xerxes was the son of Darius. Is it Darius or Darius? Darius, the king who ordered the first Persian invasion of Greece, an invasion that proved unsuccessful. Xerxes himself became king around 486 BCE. That's before the Common Era. Shortly after, he stopped revolts in both Egypt and Babylon, consolidating his power. With his subjects now in line, Xerxes set out to invade Greece, presumably to avenge the humiliation his father had suffered at the hands of the Greeks. The image description is a frieze of polychrome glazed brick showing men carrying spears, bows, and quivers, thought to be the Immortals, the royal guards of Darius I. That's a better view of it there.
The Persians seemed poised to be held at Thermopylae indefinitely, until an inhabitant from the region came forward with information. He told the Persians of another route, which could take them around Thermopylae. A Persian contingent was sent to verify the information. While there were Greek soldiers stationed to guard the route, they were forced to flee from the Persians. Thus, on the third day of the battle, the Greeks were surrounded by their enemy.
Bastards. Treachery. This is a bronze statuette of Demaratos, who was a Spartan king who exiled himself to Persia, where he was welcomed into Xerxes' entourage. When Xerxes' force were still in Asia Minor, the Persian king asked Demaratos if the Greeks would dare resist his massive army. To Xerxes' surprise, Demaratos told him that while Greece was a poor country, it was just, wise, and courageous. He also commented that the Spartans specifically would never flee and fight until they died. Upon hearing this, Xerxes erupted into laughter. However, Demaratos' words would be proven true at Thermopylae. Sorry, the image is actually a bronze statuette of a shepherd.
With the Persians both in front of and behind them, the Greek forces at Thermopylae realized they had two choices: flee to live another day, or stand and fight till their last breath. Most of the Greeks chose the former option, but some stayed, including Leonidas and his 300 Spartans. For the Spartans, dying a glorious death was one of the highest honors they could achieve. The few members of Leonidas' Spartans who did not participate in the last stand at Thermopylae felt that they had missed an opportunity for honor and either committed suicide or continued living under the mockery and disgust of their fellow citizens. The Spartans' last stand was not only for glory, though. Had they not held off the Persians, the Greeks' retreating forces would probably have been cut down by enemy horsemen.
The Greek army's retreat. While the fighting went on at Thermopylae, a Greek fleet held off more Persians in a naval battle north of Euboea. The fleet used small boats to maintain a connection with the land forces at Thermopylae. The battle started out in the Greeks' favor, mostly because a violent storm destroyed a large number of the Persian ships. However, after hearing news of the defeat at Thermopylae, the Greek fleet withdrew to Attica. The image description is a red figure Calpis depicting the arms of a hoplite, helmet, shield, sword, and cuirass.
On the morning of the third day, King Xerxes was assured of his victory. However, that victory did not come easy. King Leonidas himself fell in battle, and a furious fight broke out around his body. The Spartans fought to the last man, and when they had all been slain, Leonidas's body was brought before Xerxes. According to Herodotus, Persians usually honored the most courageous warriors, even if they were enemies. However, Xerxes was so consumed by rage at the Spartans' resistance that instead he cut off Leonidas's head and ordered it impaled on a stake. A statue of a lion was later erected on the hill of the Spartans' last stand in honor of Leonidas's bravery.
Final moments. The Greeks would often consult the oracle at Delphi before major events. The oracle's prophecies were usually written afterwards in verse, although it's extremely unlikely she actually spoke in such a manner when delivering them. Regardless, the following is what the oracle is said to have told the Spartans on the eve of the Persian invasion. For you, inhabitants of wide-wayed Sparta, either your great and glorious city must be wasted by Persian men, or if not that, then the bound of Lacedaemon must mourn a dead king from Heracles' line. Sorry, I butchered that. The quote suggests that the Spartans believed Leonidas' death saved their city. And the image is the funerary statue of a lion in Amphipolis. Amphipolis. Is that that's like a dog laying... There's a dog laying beside the statue at the bottom left there. Ah! Good dog. I guess we're going there eventually.
Though they were victorious, the Battle of Thermopylae shook the morale of the Persian army. They had lost thousands of men, while Greek casualties only numbered in the hundreds, and due to the sacrifice of the Spartans, the rest of the Greek army had been able to successfully retreat and regroup. As a result, even as Xerxes set up camp at the foot of Athens' Acropolis, ready to get revenge for his father's humiliating defeat at Marathon, the Persians were more anxious than confident. They were more aware than ever that the Greeks did not fear them, and were ready to die defending their land.
The Legacy of Thermopylai. For the Greeks, Thermopylae was a defeat, but it was a loss that inspired hope. Persian propaganda proclaimed that the Greeks were doomed to be enslaved and killed. However, Thermopylae showed the Greeks that with clever tactics, well-trained troops, and high morale, the Persians could be beaten despite their numerical superiority. Image description: a red figure amphora depicting a warrior fighting against Persian archer. Persians wore pants? Huh.
In the end, the Battle of Thermopylae was still a loss for the Greeks. However, the battle gave the Greeks a boost in morale that carried them all the way to their decisive victory over the Persians in the Battle of Plataea in 479 BCE. With the war against the Persians finally won, the Greeks were able to honor the sacrifice of Leonidas and his Spartans with memorials and poems, forever solidifying the glory of Sparta's military prowess. The newfound respect for Sparta was noteworthy, because before the war, the city was seen as no more than a bully who forced itself into the affairs of others. Thermopylae changed opinions of Sparta for the better, and gave them a legitimate claim to be one of Greece's most powerful and influential cities.
Let's go back down here to this, how do I get there? I don't get there that way, I guess. Okay, fine, we'll go see Leonidas.
You've finished. I hope you understand the magnitude of the sacrifices made at Thermopylae. Without them, the Greek people would have surely ended as a footnote in Persian history. Is there something else you'd like to do? If you think you're ready, let's
You can
begin.
take quizzes too, so let's do a
First
quiz.
question. Who was Xerxes' father? Yes. One of the main reasons Xerxes invaded Greece was to get revenge for Darius' defeat at the Battle of Marathon. Another question for you. Which battle is seen as the final victory against Xerxes' Persian forces? Correct. The Battle of Plataea helped put an end to Xerxes' invasion. One last question. How many Spartans fought at the Battle of Thermopylae? Yes, 300 of us stood against Xerxes' forces.
Ish.
You've done well, visitor. I have no more questions for you. Then let us not waste time. Follow me.
Illness, pirate attacks, and shipwrecks all appear to have been valid reasons for arriving late to the Olympics. You can play as Layla. Oops, hold on one second. You can play as Layla here, or you can play as Cassandra and Alexios were brother and sister. And for the purposes of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you could choose to play either as Cassandra or as Alexios. I personally played as Cassandra when the game came out, and reviews said that Cassandra's character just made more sense. That her voice actor was, I hate to insult the voice actor of Alexios, but the voice actor just did a better job with her material than the voice actor for Alexios. He comes off sounding like a whiny little bitch. She comes off sounding more like the hero you want to be. So you can be... Brasidas is one of the Spartan generals. He is also a main character in the game for you. Well, not a main character. You don't play as him, but he's one of the main interactions that your Alexios or Cassandra will have. And then there is Layla. She is our modern-day protagonist. When she goes into the Animus, she becomes either Cassandra or Alexios. Pythagoras is your character's father, technically. It's a long story. But there is Pythagoras. You can play as Artemis, Xenia, Athenian soldier, and then you have Archidamos, Alcibiades, Socrates, Pericles, Sophocles, all these ancient famous people. You can play as a Minotaur. Victoria Bibbo is another one of the modern day people. And if you watched the movie for Assassin's Creed with, oh man, I'm not going to remember his name. The dude who played young Magneto. Gosh, why can't I remember his name? She was in that movie. She was one of the characters in the movie. Can't do that yet. Deimos is our character. After she completes the main game, yeah. Anyway, maybe we'll unlock them sometime. I want to do one thing. Characters? Horsey? Phobos? Okay. Yeah, that doesn't matter to me. Let's go talk to Leonidas one more time.
Welcome, visitor, to where Spartan boys become Spartan men.
Actually,
the Agogi was Sparta's strict education system. This strenuous regimen took in the young boys and then reshaped them until nothing was left but the strength, intelligence, and resolve of a perfect Spartan citizen. I will find you once your visit has ended, and we will talk further. Until then, visitor.
I would love this kind of tour through Herculaneum and, oh god, what city did Vesuvius ruin? Holy shit. Ha! I'm drawing a blank. Pompeii. Thank you. Pompeii and Herculaneum. This kind of tour, incorporating both, you know, computer rendered 3D. There's a kid running over there. Yeah, computer rendered 3D approximations of the city, as well as, you know, the ruins and the artifacts as they are now. But I think this kind of tour through, especially in these days in COVID apocalypse, we can't go visit places. We just can't. I mean, we can't travel. So this kind of tour would be amazeballs, I think, for us people sitting on our couches, not able to get outside. Anyway, I am going to go to the map because I want to zoom out and go over to, where do I want to go? Mykonos? Fast travel over to Mykonos real quick. Pericles had the state pay citizens to participate in civic life. The arrangement was unique to Greece. Maybe we need more of that. An incentive to be involved. Mathematics that we call today emerged specifically in the 5th century BCE and consisted of 4 sciences: arithmetic, geometry, astronomy, and harmonics. The harmony of the stars. In ancient Greece, the hairdresser provided a meeting place where news and gossip were shared. Alright, now, here's where my, fear of fights checks in. According to mythology, Mykonos was created from the petrified bodies of giants killed by Hercules. The city was famous for its blue granite and abundant wells. We're about to jump. Ready? Let's go! Ooh! We're falling. Oh, 0 of 2 discovery sites. Well, where's my discovery? so here's a statue. And here we are on the beautiful island of Mykonos. Whee! At least I didn't fall through. There's a pool. I'm gonna go for a quick bath. Uh-oh. Don't go that way. Temple of Artemis. Where's the Temple of Artemis? Fresh water? Oh, sorry, dude. I just ran smack into that lady. Or dude, whoever it was, I don't know. Pomegranates? Ship filled with goods. All right. I'm gonna go back to the title screen real quickly. Yes, I'm sure. Okay. We're gonna go check in on my actual character. So that was a taste of what you can do to explore the game without actually having to get in and kill people and fight things and all that good stuff. Assassin's Creed Origins also has the Discovery Tour, and I highly recommend it for getting into the game and learning the environment before actually playing, if you want to, and just so you know that you can do both. goodness, taking a while to load. Sorry about that. There we go. You can tame animals in this game. Lions, wolves, crazy. Bears. Goodness, come on guys. Load, load, load. Okay. Prince of Persia. Blind man. So this is our character. We are playing as Cassandra. And Cassandra is wearing, I'm hoping, her topped out gear. That's funny. $14.08, $16.70. I'm gonna switch over to ATO's stuff. That's funny. Okay, what did I miss here? I missed that. We're good. And those two. And this. Okay, so what I'm wearing right now is, gosh, that's the, outfit that Ezio Auditore, who is the Assassin's Creed 2 and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and Assassin's Creed Revelations character that you would play as in any of those games. Some of my favorites, absolute favorites. Those games are beautiful, I think. kinds of new stuff. Sorry, I'm getting rid of all the exclamation points because I don't like to carry around things I don't know of. Although I do need to get rid of most of this stuff. Really? Nice. What? Oh, okay. Right. Gotcha. What do I have in here? Oh, right. Crap. I have more stuff to discover too. Okie dokie. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. Abilities are all maxed out, and I've got 35 ability points to spend. My goodness. My sheep. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Your crew can be dressed up as well, so... Right now they're dressed up as a cult. Because why not? Delos League, Black Wind... Yeah, that works for me. There's some more upgrades I can do. That's okay, though. Mercenaries... Ah, I defeated that guy. Excellent. Alright, so yeah, I'm wearing something that would never be found in 500 BC, Greece. But I need to find the guy I need to speak to, and he is 1,743 meters away. It's that gold diamond right there. So, let's actually move over to the map. Fast travel to go find this guy. This guy. I don't see it. Anybody see it? I don't see it. I thought I was pointing right at it. Oh, there it is. There it is. Alright, we're gonna fast travel to his location. dude. There you are.
Spare some drachmi? You there. You have a kind soul. Help an old man buy his next meal.
Your soul also seems kind.
I am grateful and humbled, stranger. Tell me, what do they call you?
I'm Cassandra. And you?
Just a simple beggar. I sailed from Persia to see the beauty of the Greek world.
I can do many things, Persian, but I can't restore sight.
Nor would I want you to. My blindness is a burden that the gods have given me to carry, and I will.
Then what?
Be my eyes. When I was a boy, an Athenian told me the most beautiful tales of your lands. I would love to hear them again. Would you go see the places I never was able to, and return to tell me the tale of your adventures?
I'm not much of a storyteller, but I will be your eyes.
I knew I sensed kindness in you. You've made this old Persian happy again.
Don't thank me yet. What places do you wish you could have seen?
My favorite tales were always of the Acrocorinth. The statues of Zeus and Athena, the perch of the armored bird in Arcadia, and of course, the mysterious Mount Taigetos.
So, tell me what you know about the statue of Zeus.
Its great bulb stood ready to punish the Kephalonians below. Or so I was told.
There are many statues to Athena. Which one do you mean?
In my mind, there is only one. Her story always began. As we rounded the hilltops, we could see Athens bustling below us, and Athena above, matching our gaze.
The Acrocorinth. Don't tell me. It's in Corinthia.
Smart guess. It is the most renowned temple to Aphrodite, your goddess of all life's most pleasurable trivialities.
You did say Mount Taigetos, didn't you?
You sound like you know that place. I have heard tales of its appetites. They say the mountain feeds on the suffering of Spartans, so the people there offer their own children to the mountain god for sacrifice.
That's not exactly right. What do you remember about this armored bird in Arcadia?
There's a beast made of armor jutting out from the mountainside, overlooking Lake Stymphalos and the undulating fields stretching like waves on a golden sea all across Arcadia.
I've seen Kephallonia from the statue of Zeus.
Tell me, is it still a place of great beauty?
Yes, the island is beautiful. From the statue of Zeus, you can see the sea hitting the white beaches and mountains covered in green. But its people suffer because of the war.
Just how it was described to me. The gods simultaneously bless the land and curse the people. Even for gods, your gods are cruel, Miss Theos.
Okay, I've told you what I remember. Now tell me about yourself. What's a Persian doing here?
Persia and the Greek world are doomed to be opposites. In times of prosperity here, Persians always seem to suffer. And when you're at war with yourselves...
Persians know peace?
Indeed. My people prospered after King Xerxes was murdered. All except for me. A man tried to kill me with poison, which is how I lost my sight. I fled and arrived here.
I find it hard to believe anyone would want you dead.
You're very kind. Tell me another tale, then I'll tell you more of my past.
Artaxerxes is an actual person from history, so we should get an interesting conclusion to this
You'll
story.
be glad to know I've been to the statue of Athena at the Acropolis.
If only I could have been there to feel her presence. Would you describe her to me?
If Athens is a city of statues, then Athena is their guardian. She stands high above everything, on guard over the city.
Yes, not just standing tall to protect Athens, but to serve as a reminder of the suffering those poor people endured during the invasion.
Your turn to tell me something. You said a man tried to kill you.
The man who rose up to kill the tyrant Xerxes was named Darius. He was of a new creed of killers, unlike any Persia had known. He was also the man hired to kill me.
A killer of kings? Hired to kill a simple blind man? Why?
I have your interest, do I? Tell another tale, and I will too.
I've traveled to the Acrocorinth. From there, I could see all of Corinthia.
Ah, I can only wonder at what the worshippers of Aphrodite do to pay her tribute.
It's quiet, mostly. People praying, offering sacrifice. You know, typical sanctuary stuff.
A temple to Aphrodite? Quiet? Impossible. Have you ever been to the temple?
Now that's out of the way, you owe me a tale. You said the king killer Darius was hired to kill you too.
He was. By my brother.
Your brother? None of this is making any sense, old man.
I trust you. So I will tell you. My brother and I are the last living sons of King Xerxes.
Impossible. That would make you a king.
I was. My name was Artaxerxes. I guided Persia through a time of peace. But my brother wanted the throne and plotted my death. Now, I hide here. Exiled. Living the life of a simple beggar. I will tell you more. But first...
Yes. A tale for a tale. I returned to Mount Taygetos.
Returned? Tell me, did you meet the mountain god who devours Spartan children?
The mountain is just a mountain like any other. What makes Taygetos a place of suffering is the people there.
That is true of all the world's worst places.
When I was a child...
I could tell from the moment I met you that you carried the burden of suffering. Let it stay in the past.
Now you tell me, King Artaxerxes, how can I believe your story? You don't exactly look like royalty.
Well, that's the point. I am hiding.
Show me proof.
I could. You see, I knew a man named Themistocles.
The Athenian general. I heard stories about him being ostracized from Athens.
Over petty politics. He came to Persia, to me, looking for refuge. I was king, but only a boy. He spent his days learning Persian and telling me stories of his home. Places like the Acrocorinth, Mount Taygetos.
The places you wished you could see.
I loved the tales and loved Themistocles like a father. He was kinder to me than Xerxes ever was. Tell me one last tale, and I'll tell you where he hid his treasure.
If you'd like to hear about the bird, I could describe it to you.
Nothing would make me happier.
It's a majestic statue, built from the blades of fallen soldiers. It's so high above Stymphalos and the golden fields below. Up there, I could forget there was a war.
So it is as it was told to me. The bird commemorates Heracles' fight against chaos, built on a place of calm. Hopefully, one draws out the best in the other.
So, I've been to the 5 places Themistocles told you about in his tales.
For that, my soul will be eternally grateful. As for my tale, Themistocles died peacefully in Persia, as one of us. I promise him I'd see the places he told me about. His stories will live on in me. And now you.
And what of your story?
I let the people believe Darius succeeded in killing me, so I could escape.
Artaxerxes, there's something else you should know.
Yes?
My grandfather was Leonidas of Sparta.
That means...
Your father, King Xerxes, killed my grandfather.
Then you're bound by blood to avenge him.
No! I do not wish to kill the dude.
Artaxerxes, false king! These Mythios led me right to you. Time to finish what I started.
Cassandra, please!
Stand behind me.
Where'd the guy go? Oh. Is that it? That's it. I almost forgot how to do battle in this game. Phew.
Artaxerxes, are you hurt?
Despite being bound by honor to avenge Leonidas, you saved me. Thank you.
I had no choice. That man wanted you dead. Must have been another one of your executioners.
It was. If he doesn't return to Persia, my brother will send another, then another. It's time this old man accepts his fate.
Sure, you could give up. Or you could sail home, kill your brother, and take back your kingdom.
I spent my entire life undoing my father's work. I won't end my life becoming him. As for you, there is the matter of your payment.
Well, I did save your life. And I went on an adventure for you, Your Highness.
You did? Though much of what you said is not how I remember Themistocles telling it.
Things change.
Ah, we approve of that, aren't we? Now, for Themistocles' treasure, find the tomb in Salamis where he made his triumphant stand against my father's navy. That's where your reward awaits.
That big horn means I'm being chased by bounty hunters. So I'm just gonna go up here and hide for a bit. There he is. Okay. I don't think I want to wear Ezio's stuff anymore, so let's just go over to here and switch out our gear. I look like a Viking? I look like a Viking. Since when does that come about? I don't think I want to be a Viking. what happened to... I used to have armor that was the mystical... Yeah. That's it right there. Asphodel. Wait, what? Hi, cat. What you doing, buddy? There we go. Crown of Hades. My goodness. Uh-oh, bless you, buddy. Bless you. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, I'm gonna go to the map, and I need to travel to what? Crap. Salamis? Yes, I need to go to Salamis. But where is Salamis? Argolis? Messenia? Wait. Where is Salamis? Crap. Salamis, Salamis, Salamis. Shitballs. Well, if only I knew where Salamis was. Hold on 1 second. There it is. Can't fast travel here? You gotta be kidding me. Fine, we'll go to Piraeus. Okay. We are now at the port of Piraeus. It took away the quest, but technically there should still be a quest. Yeah, technically there should be a quest still. Huh. And there's not. So, let's see. Here in the port of Piraeus, we are going to... We need to go... here. And avoid the bounty hunter that's looking for us. Excuse me. Oh, sorry guys. I ran over the kids. Sorry. Anybody want some fruits and vegetables? Some pottery? Wine? Oil? We're gonna go call our ship. Our family is actually aboard our ship, so you will get to meet them. Eventually. When it arrives. There we go. That is Brasidas, I think? Eh.
Ready to sail!
The commander is taking the helm!
Okay, let me put a new marker down on the map. We need to go to Salamis, to these ruins right here. Let me guess, it's behind me? We're gonna sing Greek sea shanties now.
We should pick up that salvage!
Get that sail down! Rowing speed!
So the person in the red dress down there, that's our mother.
We'll wait for the commander's return!
That's my brother right here. That's my adopted dad right there. The Wolf of Sparta. Why were you whistling at me? When the bird whistles at you, it normally means there is something there to look at. see anything. You can see the world through the eyes of your eagle, clearly, as I have just done twice now. Look at the cattle. Where am I supposed to go? This is the bird, right?
Let's hope no one notices me here.
Oh boy.
Hey,
I forgot what I'm supposed to do for combat. Oh my god.
Don't worry.
What the fudge? Why didn't I? Oh, R1, R2. That's why. I hit the wrong button. That was my bad. I completely forgot how to do combat in this game. I haven't played it in so long. Come on. Let's go.
They won't ask any questions. Let's keep out of sight.
The other one. Is there anybody else? I guess not. Thank you for that. Okay, now where is the loot, is the question. What the fuck, over? I'm supposed to be here. That's not what I'm looking for. Hold on one second. The treasure is inside the ruins. That's it? That is some cheap ass shit right there.
Hades has room for both of us!
Well, dagummit. unexpected. All I got was Spartan Vambraces. That was the Themistocles' gift? His treasure? His riches? That was bullshit, man. Thanks for nutting, guys. Alright, and on that note, it's an hour and a half into this, and I'm going to go ahead and take off out of here as well. If you did watch this, the first half of this, I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough of the Discovery Tour. It's just to reinforce the idea that if you do get these games, you do not always have to play the combat portion of it. You can play the combat from easy to suicide, or you can just do the Discovery Tour if you just feel like looking around. And both Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Assassin's Creed Origins have the Discovery Tour, so you can explore 500 BC Greece around the Mediterranean, or you can explore Egypt during the time of Cleopatra, Julius Caesar, Mark Antony, and that little triangle. They're both beautiful. They're wide open worlds. You can run, climb, explore the entire map. So I highly recommend it. Otherwise, if you are older and like me, I'm over the hill. I'm over 50 years old. I am a retired Marine, and I've been retired for 10 years now. And I've been playing video games all my life, but really I've been playing, modern video games dedicatedly for the past 6 going on 7 years. I really enjoy it. It's a great way to fill time. It keeps you occupied. It keeps you focused. If you choose to play games that have like an MMO, a massive multiplayer online, you can play with friends, you can play with complete strangers. Games like Destiny, you can do the quests and the story missions on your own, or you can drop into cooperative game modes like Crucible, do strikes, Gambit, and things like that with people from all over the world. And you can choose to talk to them or not. You can choose to join a clan in order to have people to play some of the more, focused content like raids with or not. It's entirely up to you. But I do very much wish that I could get more people my age playing. And if you happen to stumble across my channel and you see this, leave me a question. Let me know if you have any comments or concerns about video games, and I'm more than happy to answer as best I can. I will do these quick run-throughs of the game environments just to give you a taste of what it might be like, and maybe I'll see you out there one day. Finally, I'm an advocate of mental health and wellness, and I want you to take care of your mental health and wellness as best you can. If you need help doing that, never be afraid to ask, because your mental health is just as integral to who you are as your physical health. And I keep saying you can't really have one without the other. You definitely have to balance yourself. And if you can't do it alone, again, don't be afraid to ask for help. And I say that because I've done that myself. So try to do something good for yourself, mentally as well as physically, today. And if you have anything left in the tank, try to do something kind for another human being. Whether or not they know it, you'll know it, and it will benefit you both. Alright, so on that note, this was formerly the B.A.M channel. I was formerly Gunnery Sergeant Reasonable. Some of you may know me as President of the 12 Colonies of Cobalt, Laurel Roslin. That was my screen name when I first signed up for these things. I've changed my name to IntroVertex11. The 11 doesn't really mean anything, but Intro-Vertex was something I wanted to get on screen. So that is probably how it will be known from now on, and I look forward to seeing you out there. Like I said, if you stumble across this and watch it, and it piques your interest for video games, if you're my age, great. Leave me a comment, leave a question, subscribe if you'd like, And I say again, I hope to see you out there. Y'all take care. Bye.